Hello, good afternoon. Welcome. This Business Breakthrough Blueprint. How to build a no-fail business from scratch. I'm Oluwafemi Awoshizi once again, and I'm the Sales Don. Welcome to Module 2 of this training. I hope you enjoyed Module 1, and I hope you have started. Your mind is set and prepared now to start a profitable business. Module 2 is about the proper way to start, and if you check the module course outline, you saw that in Module 2 we are supposed to look at how to generate a no-fail business idea in 2 steps, and we also look at 2 powerful fundraising methods that you might never have thought about. So let's dive in quickly. Generating a no-fail business idea in 2 simple steps. Number 1, a business idea is basically the foundation of any business. Every business, remember I told you business is value. I told you yesterday that business is value. You create value and people exchange money for that value. So every time there's an exchange of value, solving people's problem, you receive money. That is business. Now, a business idea is basically the foundation of any business. Every business is first an idea in the mind of a businessman. The business idea stage is a very critical stage in determining whether your business will succeed or not. Now, if you come to me with a business proposal, I know whether it will succeed or not when I see your business idea. Number 1, a business idea is the beginning of success or failure of your business because it is the central value your business will be giving out. Generating a business idea is equal to generating value. Now, how do you generate a business idea? I told you I'll give you 2. Let's go into that quickly. The first step in generating a business idea is very simple. It is simple. You just have to sit down and think. Sit down and think. Now, the problem with Nigerians is that we don't like thinking. We don't like thinking. Thinking is really, really strenuous, right? The issue with Nigeria is that we don't want to think. We just want to have a business. That's why you see somebody, he has money, he goes, just looks around. What can I sell in this neighborhood? People will buy food. Let me go and start selling food. Why? Because they can't sit down to think. If you want a breakthrough business idea, you need to sit down and think. You need to use your brain. You need to exercise your brain. Thinking is a strenuous exercise, but you have to sit down and engage your mind. A businessman is a thinking man. Sit down. Engage your mind. Don't just, this is a business opportunity. You all need to, have you sat down, have you thought well before you engage in a business idea? Sometimes people come and say, I have a business. When I have a business idea, what do you want to do? I want to start selling clothes. Why? My friend is posting clothes on his status. Now they enter the business, 3 months they fail. He said, why did you fail? Why did they fail? Because they didn't sit down to think. Now, what separates a breakthrough business from an ordinary business is that thinking process. Whether a business will fail or succeed is from that thinking. Sit down, engage your mind. Now, when you start thinking, I don't just want to think in a vacuum. You need to think around some things. Now, what are the places your business idea can come from? These are the things you think about. Number 1, a skill you have. What skill do you have? What skill? There are times that a skill here is a creative skill. Now let me talk about learning skill. Now there is this new drive of people learning skills. Please, Emmanuel once said that knowing how to make chin is no longer a skill. Knowing how to make liquid soap is no longer a skill. You need to learn a creative skill. If you have a creative skill, your business can come from there. Now there's a difference between having a skill and setting up a business. You can set up your business around a creative skills. I see guys say they are graphic designers. Now they charge 2K. I say they are doing business. No, that's not business. They just have the skill. They don't know the business of it. For every skill, there's a business of it. So you can get a business idea from a skill you have. Number 2, a obvious problem that needs a solution. When I say obvious problem that needs a solution, you understand that if everybody can see the problem, it is not a business opportunity. It means you must be able to see beyond what everybody can see. Talking about seeing beyond what other people can see, because I know that phrase might have thrown you off. It means you must be able to see beyond. When I say obvious problem, it's not what everybody is seeing. Even though it's obvious, it must be something people are not seeing. Now I will show you in this training. I will teach you how to see what people are not seeing as a problem. Number 3 is an existing business idea that is underutilized can be fine-tuned. You might have a business idea that is very underutilized. You can fine-tune it and set up as a business. You can sit down around, maybe you have a business you have been doing, you are not doing well with it. You can sit down around that business and think. Just be innovative. Every market is crowded. There is no market that is not crowded. Whether you are selling solar panel, you are doing this, you are selling food, you are doing that. There is a way you can do your own uniquely. That uniqueness is that part where you are generating a breakthrough business idea. Now, another way to get business idea are things that naturally interest you. People say, now, this is not the best way. I don't say your interest may not be the best way to get business idea. For example, you may have a very unprofitable interest. There are interests that are not profitable. For example, even though they can be business, but you will not really succeed with them. So not every interest can be a business idea, but your interest can also be a good business idea. Some things are just good for hobbies. They are good for hobbies. Now, for example, let me give you an example. For me, I like teaching. I love teaching that, and if you give me an opportunity, I can teach anything to anybody, even something I don't know. All you need to just give me a book, I'll sit down, study it, I will teach it to you. Now, a business idea can come from that. Now, for somebody, it might be cooking. A business idea can come from that. I'm not saying you start a restaurant because you like cooking, because your cooking alone cannot take care of your own restaurant. But around cooking, there are things, if you sit down, you can find a way to solve people's problem because you like to cook. Let me give you an example. An average Lagos mom does not have time to cook stew for her husband at home. An average Lagos mom that is also working does not have time to cook. So you can set up a business where you just cook and deliver to them. And wow, I have a friend who does that and she's doing really, really well. I hope you get that. Now, I spoke about how to see what people are not seeing. Now, to support people are not paying attention to is very simple. Understand first that the kind of ideas that come to you is a function of the kind of exposure you have. When people come to business idea, what I try to look at is their exposure. You will see that they are not exposed. If you have spent your whole life not being exposed, you have spent your whole life in a pattern, that's the kind of ideas you will see. Ideas can be walking around you will never see them because you lack exposure. So if you want to be someone that can see opportunities, expose yourself. That's why it's good you are in a circle like this. In this circle, we'll be showing you how to find exposure. How do you find exposure? You read books, you meet people, you discuss with people, you follow people up, you open, there are times that you even need to watch movies. Now, opportunities are only seen by people who have sufficient skills to see them for what they are. Great businessmen are men that saw opportunities in things that were not opportunities. They were not just thinkers, they saw beyond what people could see. Why? Because they had exposure. So please give yourself exposure. You want to see what people are not seeing, please be exposed. Be exposed. Follow the likes of, you can stay in the group, follow up, follow the discussions, follow the marketing plan, follow the business opportunities, ask questions, read books. I've set up starter kits for you. There are about 10-15 books in the starter kit that when you read them through, your mind will open to be able to have business ideas. One of the things I want to recommend is that, I don't know if you know this book, How to Become a Life Building Cash Machine by Tony Omotosho. I will drop a link to it on the group. Please get the book. I think the book sells for maybe 5,000 naira or something. Please get it, read it over and over again. I will see if there's a way to work it out to get it at a lower cost for everyone, but for now it sells for 5,000 naira. I will drop a link to get it on the group. Please try as much as possible to get a copy if you can. Now, the Let's continue. Moving ahead. Now, 2 steps to generate a no-fail business ideas. I've used this, my friends have used it, and it's making us tons of money. Number 1 is expose yourself to business-related trainings, skill acquisition, and books that train your mind, because ideas come from your mind. Train your mind to think. Read books on finance, read books on business, read books on opportunities. I have lots of them ready for you in Starter Kit. If I were you, after this training, I will go back, sit down with Starter Kit, at least read 5 books from Starter Kit. Your mind will open well to start a profitable business. Number 2, sit down and think. Sit down, look around. I've mentioned things you can think about. The skill, your skill you have. What skill do you have that can sell? If you don't have a skill, what obvious problem? You need a solution. If you don't have that, think of a business idea that is underutilized. If you don't have that, look at the things that interest you. If you don't have that, get 7 steps to 7 figures. I gave 3 hot businesses you can start, and in those businesses, just apply these thinking patterns. You will be able to have something making you good money. Now, one more part. Now, I want to give you some guidelines in your thinking. I don't want it to be abstract. When I say sit down and think, there's now in your thinking, what are the things you should consider when you enter a business that I consider? Number 1, don't sell what people need, sell what they want. People don't buy because they need. People buy because of want. It is a first understanding market strategy you have. Except you have a way to make people want what they need, they won't buy. That's why someone goes and says, I want to go and start a business. He starts a provision store, or he starts he starts selling raw foodstuffs. Now, those businesses, even though people need food, people your turnover will be very, very low. 1, for 2 reasons. You will be a retailer or an wholesaler. The person that makes the money is the person creating the products, not you. Number 2 is that there is too much competition and your margin is so small, except to have good money to pump into it. Number 3 is that even though people need food, there are too many options for them to get food, and they may not buy from you, except to have a way to package your food and make it different. So if you are not a producer, if you don't have millions to put into selling food, so don't go into that business. Now, sell what people need. Don't sell what they want. Don't sell what they need. People say, people need to eat good food. People know they need to eat good food, but they will never want good food. That's why restaurants sell junks, and they sell millions turnover per day. Why? People know they need food, but they want a kind of food that will add to their class. So even though that person is selling food, he's making more than selling all food stuff. Why? He's selling what people want. But they have found a way to package that make people want it. You see, let me give you an example. Look at somewhere like I'm trying to look like KFC, for example. Now, what they sell is simple. They simply sell chicken. You can do chicken in your house, but they've packaged it in a way that they make you want to buy from them. They've attached the class, a packaging. So the way you hold up the phone, the way you come from KFC, that you are not buying because they are selling chicken. You are buying because of the prestige. That feeling of, I just got a bowl of chicken from KFC today. I don't know if you get that. So don't sell what people want. Don't sell what people need. Rather, sell what they want. And if you want to sell what they need, find a way to make them want it. In module 5, we are going to be looking more at crafting your offers to make people want it. Number 2 is don't create a product, create a solution. Is why people miss it. I want to create my own product. I want to have a product in the market. Don't just create a product, create a solution. Create a solution. People don't buy products, they buy what will solve their problems. If you are looking at product creation, look for an obvious problem, a problem people have, and find solutions to it. Number 3 is never sell to a small market. Sell to a very large market. I know you have heard niche down, do this, do that, but please, I'm warning you today, if you want to start a business, look for a large market. Look for a large market. I'm saying it for the last time. Look for a large market. In module 5, you will see why you need to look for a large market. Now, let me give you an example. You are selling something only 100 people want. If you are selling something that only limited number of people want, you will discover that your ability to make sales will really reduce. will really not be high. So you need to sell to a very large market. In Module 5, we dig deeper into this. Module 5 might not be a video course. I'm still looking at whether I'm making a video course or not, but because it needs to be a deep work. Module 5 might have like 2, 3, 4 videos separately. It's going to take a whole week or maybe 2 weeks. Is the longest part of this training, because he's talking about how that's really where the training is. These ones are just setting your foundations right. Now, I hope you understand how to generate business ideas. Now, I want you to go over this again, write it down, and you are good to go. Now, how do you test your business ideas? Because in Module 3, in the live course session, we are going to be working seriously on this. You get to ask me questions, bring business ideas you have, then we test it. Now, how large is the problem solving capacity of your business? Remember, I said, don't sell it to a small market. How many people need the solution you are trying to provide? How many people will find the solution you are providing helpful, will find it useful, and be willing to pay for it? It's something you provide a solution. It's another thing for people to find it helpful. It's another thing for people to be willing to exchange their money for it. Then, if you solve local problem, you will make local money. If you solve a worldwide problem, you make worldwide money. If your problem solving capacity of business is low, it might be a good place to start, but don't stop there, or else you will soon be out of business. Number 2, will my business be sellable? I'm saying now, this is especially for physical businesses. Is it a business you can sell? When you generate your idea, think about it. If I want to leave this business, is there a way somebody will be willing to buy it from me? Or is it a business that when I say I want to stop, I will be in debt? Now, you see that many businesses people start. You now see why they fail. Because nobody thinks about this before they start their business. You will understand more of it as we go on in the training. Now, what I didn't say is your product sellable. I said, will your business be sellable? That means when I say sellable, will people be willing to invest in that business? I don't know if you understand. I hope you do. Now, that's very simple. Sellability means, will people be willing to invest in my business? I hope you get that. Raising capital for your own business. Now, I'll be discussing my 2 simple fundraising method for businesses. Now, these 2, depending on the kind of fund you want to raise, you should use these 2 fundraising methods together. Now, these methods are practical. They are practical methods you can use, but here is where the issue with this method is. It takes longer. It may take a longer time, but it is very, very effective. Now, there are many complex methods to raise funds. You can pick them up in any entrepreneurship book around. You can, but I only focus on practical. Number 1, go and get, if you need, let me just say this, you want to raise funds for a business, you can start by getting a job. Start by getting a job. When you get a job, save up, you can start a business from it. Now, let me make this special warning. I call it special warning. You can see it's in red. One of the ways people teach for raising funds for a business is taking loans. As good as this is, please don't take a loan, especially from banks and all those special financial institutions, to start your business. Especially when you are just starting out. Except there's an assurance to pay back if you fail, because your business may fail. You read my story, I told you how many times I failed in business. Now imagine if taking a loan of 100,000 naira from a bank, then the business fails. Even though you have planned well, how will you manage it? Ensure you have a way to pay back when you start your business. Let's continue. Now, take a few minutes to think about this. How many opportunities have you lost because you don't have money? How many business ideas have you thrown into the trash can because you felt you cannot raise funds for it? The truth is that money is actually around you. You are either not seeing it, or you don't know how to get it, or you are too proud to pick it up, or too ashamed to make it come. In few minutes, I'm going to show you 2 no-fail steps for raising capital for your business. I already spoke of getting a job. Please bear that in mind. If you need a business idea, you can get a job to start with. You can get a job. Getting a job is a good way to raise capital for your business, but it's not part of the two I'm going to be talking about. But I just had to mention it. Now, there are two practical fundraising methods for raising your business. Number one is what I call the friends and family funding or closed cycle funding. I call it CCFF. Now, I learned this from a friend of mine in business. I used it and it's really worked for me when I wanted to start out my business. At those times, I didn't have a job, I didn't have anything doing, and I was extremely broke, and I just needed to make things work. Now, I used this method then, and it worked. Do you know that? Let me explain this. Do you know that your friends and family are actually the closest persons to you? Have you observed that they are probably the only sort of people that can do anything for you? It might interest you to know that some things you'll be needing for your business can come at no cost from this class of people. This is why you must understand them and how to raise funds from them. So the first of people you can raise funds from are your friends and family, or I call it closed cycle fund. Now, there are three people this method will not work for. If you are one of these three people, please don't try it because it's not working. Number one, the proud people. So people are too proud to look for help, because in this method, you have to look for help. If you feel it's weakness to ask for help, let me tell you something. There's nothing special. You are nothing special than any other person. You have people around you to help you in time of need. If you love isolation, you will suffer. Be humble. Don't be broke and proud. Don't have a need and be proud. If you are a proud person, it's the pride that will kill you. Except there's a special reason that makes you feel restrained in your heart. Be willing to ask your people for help. So if you're a proud person that doesn't like to ask for help, this method will not work for you. Don't try it. Number two is the shameful people. Some people are just too ashamed to tell people they want to start a business and they need help. Starting a business is not HIV. It is not leprosy. It is not corona. In fact, reasonable people will be happy to. I'm talking to young people. Usually people will be happy to help a young person start his business. Speaking out will not kill you. Now, the last thing that will happen is that people will not help you or they laugh at your ideas. But in the end, when you grow, they will come back to you. Now, one of the reasons, and that's why I made sure that I already gave you businesses that you don't need so much money to start. Some of them, all you need to get a job 1 month, 2 months, you can start. You can kickstart your business. It's all in the seven-figure blueprint. Please, 7-step 7-figure blueprint. Please get it. It's totally free if you're in this circle. People who are lone rangers, there are people that are allergic to keeping relationships. You don't keep relationship with anybody. Nobody knows you. You don't know anybody. Nobody knows you. You don't know anybody. Nobody knows you. You don't know anybody. I'm sorry to break this news to you. Poverty has decided to deal with you. If you are like that, you will die poor. No rich man is a lone ranger. When you focus on setting your goals, there are also friends like you who are focusing on reaching their own. Don't be a lone ranger. Develop a culture of meeting people and keeping a relationship with them. So if you are not proud, you are not shameful, you are not a lone ranger, this method can work for you. Now, what's the psychology behind this method? The psychology behind it is that, you see, people will want to help you for few reasons. I can only list 3 of them here. Knowing these reasons and playing around it is the best way to use this method. Number one is that there is this proud feeling of, that Femi guy, I helped him when he was coming up. Why is he a rich man now? I helped him, when he was coming up. I really helped him. I was there for him when he was trying to pick up his business. How many of us have felt that way before when we helped people? Now, why now a lot of people will help just because of that feeling. If you know how to play around this, you can get people to help you. Sorry, it's not manipulation. I'm only teaching you human psychology. The thought Now, another way is the thought that what you need the money for is reasonable, productive, and legal. People that are generous will know that if what you need money for is reasonable, productive, and legal, you might also find help from people. Number 3 is the future of what you need the money for, especially when they know the money will not go to waste. That's why you need to get a solid business plan before you start looking for funds. Don't look for funds when you don't have any serious business at heart. Number 2, decide how much you want to spend. Now, let's go to steps to achieving or to making use of closed cycle funding. I'll give you like 5 steps. Number 1, practical steps to implementing CCFF. Decide how much you want to spend on what you want to do. Decide how much. I'm starting a business. Now, this funding method should only be used, can be used for bigger businesses, but I advise that you should majorly use it for small business ideas. Really, I'm saying this specifically because there are classes of people in this group. There are elderly people here who have a job, who are working, who can do all these stuffs and can raise funds from their salaries, have friends that can give them huge money. You get what I'm saying? So I would talk to them more about how they can raise business funds using leverage on their salary and all that. But now this one is general for young people, students. There are people here that are students, there are people here that are serving, that are coppers and don't really have so much money like that. Now this one is for you. Decide how much you want to spend on what you want to do. Pick up a small business. How much do I need? I need 100,000 naira. Make a list of people that can help you. Oh, this person, I think this person should be able to help. This person should be able to help. People should be able to help. Now break that sum into little bits, especially lower than their capacity. You know that, with this person's capacity, you should be able to help me with maybe 50,000 naira. Don't approach him for 50. No, you can approach him for something lower than that capacity he has, because you don't know the situation the person is at that time. Now, it is easier to raise 100k from 10 people than to raise 100k from one person. Now, this method works. Look at predictable reasons they can help you. Combine it into coming up with how to approach them. Now, approach also matters. So, whether you understand and I get what I'm saying. There is a way you can approach people for help. Some of us just go, I need to know. You must know how to approach them. Decide how best to reach out to them. Use the usual means of communication. You have not spoken to me in the past 6 months. You have not spoken to me in the past 6 months. Then you show up. I have a business idea. Can you help me fund it? I won't fund it for you. That's why you need to keep relationships. A businessman should keep relationships. Even when you have made the money, you have done well, you have made the money, you still need some. There are businesses you want to fund that you still need to look for funds. And it's these people that will fund. Fund at family level changes per time. We can come to a point where your friends, all your friends are millionaires, and you want to fund $1 billion project. You can still reach out to those set of people. You know that there are any capacity have increased. There is a way. Use your usual means of communication before that your need. Alright, then start. Number 2 method is that you start a low capital business, or better still, an online business. I call it an online business. Now, I prefer to call it an online because most low capital businesses are actually online businesses. This is useful when you are needing very huge capital and it's hard to ask people for it. Why? Online business may not be your dream business, but it can form your dream business. Online businesses are very easy and cheap to start up. If you get a job today, you can save up in 2 months' time and start an online business. Somebody reached out to me a couple of weeks ago. I told him, he said he wanted to start a bakery. I told him, he said, how much do you have? He said, I have just 50,000 naira. How much do you need? I need 10 million. I said, it's easy to reach out to people. Say, I want to start a bakery. I need 10 million. I have 5 million naira somewhere in my account. I just need 5 million more. They can rally around you. But you have 50,000 naira and you want to start a bakery, nobody will help you. Because how will I bet on you when you can't bet on yourself? I told him, pick up online business, build it, save up. There are businesses that can make you 6 figures, 7 figures monthly if you put in the work in 6 months. 6 months, you can start doing 6, 7 figures monthly. The only issue is that most times when you start an online business and start making money, you may not be willing to stop again. Because they can really, really fund your dream. Why an online business? Let me explain this to you. The internet has turned everything as is a leveler. In the past, people like Dangote, those big guys, they can leverage big money and spend money on advertising, do big billboards, and woo, they get to meet people. But now, from the corner of your room, with just Facebook ads, with just 20,000 naira Facebook ads, you can reach over 50,000 Nigerians, showing them your offer. And when they see it, maybe 1,000 of them can put in for it. In the end, maybe 2 or 5 or 10 might buy. And by the time they buy, you see that you're in a profit of about 60,000 naira. So the online space has changed the game. You can't wait till you have 10 million to start a business. Start with an online business model. When I see people, I want to start a business, I don't have capital. I tell them you are not serious. Look for capital, start an online business. And these businesses, with just 50,000 naira, you can start. 50,000 naira, 30,000 naira, 60,000, 80,000. I mean, less than 100,000 naira can start and push your online business for the next 3 months. You start making profits. I gave a list of businesses you can do in 7 steps to 7 figures. Reach out to me personally. I will sit down with you, look at the business, an online business that can be profitable for you. Then we help you set it up. Now, these are the reasons, few reasons why online businesses are a very, very good way to raise capital for your business. If they are not your business themselves, I tell you, they are high income businesses. Sometimes you don't even need another business apart from online business. But if you want a physical business and need huge capital, online business can be a good way to raise capital. Number one is that most of them require little capital. I know online businesses, you need just 60k to start. Around 40-50k for the training, 20k to set up, and you launch out. You can generate so much money within a year. Even though it's not a lazy man's work, but it gives money. 2 hours, 3 hours dedicated to it daily. Within in 12 months, you are gone. You have forgotten that you needed. There was a time you needed money. All my earnings have been online and they work well. You are in this group because you saw my adverts online. Now, they don't require you to build any structure or rent a space. Now, you know that when you want to start a business, your first issue is, how do we rent a space? How do you build structure? With online business models, you don't need any structure. You can do it from your room. I'm recording this video right in my room. I don't need an office to do it. And it does not mean you don't understand what I'm teaching you. Number 3 is they can easily be automated. I don't know why you don't need to stress it. You can just set them on automation. We look at automation in maybe module 4. That's what we look at. If you are well trained in them, you can always use them to generate income on demand. One of my bosses needed to start an agricultural business. They had around 9 million naira. He had saved up, I think, 6 million or something. Then he felt he should not touch his savings to set up the business. He already has 2 businesses. He wanted to set up a third one, which was fully agricultural business. So what did he do? This is one of the best. Is one of the best internet marketers. He just set up a selling system. And maybe got like 100k, set up a selling system. And in 3 months, he had reached 9 million and he started his business. I'm talking about somebody that business generated, I think, a day or 2, generated around, in the process, one of the days, we know so much, the business generated around 900k between a day or 2. Just doing them online from his home office. He has an office, he does not really use, he uses his home office. I hope you understand. So please, don't sit down waiting for a miracle to happen. Get up now and start your business. I've given you 2 methods or 3 methods. Number 1 is to get a job. Number 2 is close circle funding. Your friends or family are always willing to help. They want to support you. Leverage on them. And number 3 is to start an online business model. So for young people, you are looking at how to start. I can tell you can start close circle funding. Fund yourself to start an online business. Then use online business to fund your dream business. For other people here, you have a job. You save up for a few months. A month saving or 2 can get you started online. Then when you start an online business, when you raise money, just save up, you can start your big businesses. Now, there are more established training on how to get funds from people who wants to help, funds from international organization and all that is not covered in the structure of this. I just wanted to give simple steps that can be used. If as the community grows, research is going on that. I will also help us up with that. But for now, you can use these 3 methods I gave you. They work. I've used them and they work well. Now, I think you have learned the proper way to start your business right now. You have learned how to craft business ideas. You have learned 3 no-fail method of raising funds. Now, we are moving to module 3, where we are going to be testing your business idea. Module 3 is a live course session. See you in a live course session. Now, I have an assignment for you. We've done module 1 and 2. I need you to go over the videos at least twice. Then I need you to, if you have a business you are doing, judge your business by the things you have learned. If you don't have one, I want you to generate a business ideas. When the live course session, we'll be sitting down looking at your business ideas one by one. You can also pick up 7 steps to 7 figures. Look at the businesses that are there, and let's see how we can get you started. Module 3 will be a practical session. Any question you have from module 1 and 2, prepare them. We'll be dealing with them then. The next practical session will be after module 5. But for now, see you in the live course session. Thank you very much. Do have a nice day.